See if it works. Seems like we're good.
Should that screen over there pop up?
Not yet. No, I think we have to...
Good morning, everybody.
No one's online, I don't think.
I don't care. I want to say good morning to them.
Starting. Oh, cool. Now it's rolling, it looks like. It's got a couple seconds delay. The internet can totally see you. Oh, that's funny as hell. Alright.
Does it say that?
Yeah, just on the little YouTube jam. Let's see, if I refresh that page.
Your 26,000 subscribers all just got pings on their devices.
Ideally.
Yeah.
7 watching.
We got 7 people watching.
All these ads.
Whoa. Hey, everybody.
Why do you turn that sound back?
I try to turn it off and then turn the volume on.
So,
what's up?
Welcome, everybody. We're doing our first live stream.
I'm just goofing off. This is just an ad of girls dancing.
No, that's... You can hit skip ad over there.
Yeah, but
why would I do that?
Over there, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, my name's Julian, for everybody. That's John over there with the red hair.
Hi.
And Caleb with the hat.
Oh, the video capture is like over everything.
What do you mean?
The chat you can't even see. Let me pull this down.
You can see this chat just fine.
You can see the chat on YouTube, but I want to see it for the display.
Nah, it's fine. Dude, leave how it was. So, tonight we're going to be setting up some servers. We're going to be installing Splunk and Greylog and Elastic Stack. Elastic, Logstash, and KIbana.
Julian's trying to be so professional.
And then we're gonna play with some snapshots.
Where did I go?
We're gonna throw some malware at stuff and see if it pops up on our sim.
Woo! I pulled myself down.
Yeah, you did. Stop messing it up, John.
What's going on? There I am. I'm back.
Hey. All right.
The chat should be going, I think. I don't know.
The chat's fine.
No one cares.
The chat is going, isn't it?
The chat is going, yeah, but I wanted to have something in the video because that's the benefit of
You
like.
can see it right there at the bottom. The pog.
Well, that's fake. That's Streamlabs. That's me testing.
Oh. Well.
So for the rest of the internet that doesn't know, I got a new computer, and I need to actually install just about everything in it.
What'd you get,
Mr.
John?
Robot behind me? No, and Caleb, you're Mr. Robot now.
Who's
you
Mr.
are Mr.
Robot?
Robot.
Me?
Because you got the hat.
I have a hat. Does he wear a hat? I
Yeah,
never watched
Mr.
the
Robot
show.
wears a hat.
I've
And
actually
his dad.
never watched the show.
I mean, his dad is Mr. Robot. Elliot is protagonist. His dad is Mr. Robot.
Oh. Is that a compliment? I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably a compliment.
I'll take it.
He's a cool looking dude. We can look him up.
Oh no, John.
I'll Google it.
What's
We're
that?
almost out of RAM in our server.
We're out of RAM on the server.
We have 80 gigs, and there's 5 free. We're using 75 gigs of
Mr.
RAM.
Robot's dad.
And
He looks a little crazy, actually.
Yeah, you looking up right now?
Look at him.
I don't know if I can show this on the internet.
Christian Slater.
Am I gonna get copyright strikes for showing Christian Slater?
just it's Wikipedia. Just click Wikipedia. Why did that? Or Google Images.
I mean, Google should get copyright by...
I still need to install Discord.
Dude, come on.
Don't they have a web thing?
They have a web thing, but I need to like... I want to get the actual...
Apps install.
Yeah, Discord app.
You probably need to add like a package or PPA or whatever those things are called.
Download for Linux.
Ooh,
Deb.
ooh, down. Getting
It's so
super
funny
sad.
to have all of this view.
All of what view?
I don't know.
All of view?
All of view.
Where's Richard?
Let's share this for the internet. The Discord server should probably know that we're
YouTube.com/YouTube.
YouTube. Good thing the stream can't see that.
We're having too much fun.
I'm glad this is going to be hopefully an often thing. So the people that don't know, on the internet, I moved to Virginia.
Welcome to the DMV.
Yeah, so now I can hang out with all these cool cats. These cool cat flags.
Oh!
Cat flag? Oh, ooh. Hey, what place did we drop into in that CTF?
Which CTF?
The CTF that we're not going to say the name of.
Oh, I don't know. Did we change? I'm going to pull it up.
No.
Like,
Oh, okay, whatever.
there's nothing wrong with it.
How many people are watching? 26 right now?
Yeah, only 26. I'm gonna send the Discord server, and that'll annoy like 2,000 people. I should probably pull up like Empire or things that are interesting though.
Yes. Well, we need to start setting up the server. So why
Oh, do you have stuff for that already?
I already built half of it out.
Okay.
So if you go on to pull up a terminal.
I have a terminal.
You have a terminal. I was really worried you didn't.
That's the stream down at the very bottom.
Okay. Your IP address that you're going to is going to be 192.168.1.112.
Am I SSHing?
Yes. You need to go bigger on that font.
Zooming in for the world to see. SSH 192.168.1.112.
112.
112.
Yeah. And you know my password. No, it's not John.
Probably log in as
Jules.
I have to defend myself in that this is a new computer, Dell XPS 15, so I have to use the keyboard.
Alright, so
Splunk!
Elastic and Splunk should be both running. So go ahead and curl the web interface. I don't know if I got Nginx set up correctly.
Nginx.
So it's not going to be on 80. It's going to be on different ports. I think Splunk by default runs on 5000. And I don't think Splunk's actually running. You have to go into /opt and then agree to the terms and then /Splunk start. Pew.
So into opt, into Splunk.
Yeah, and then you should do a /bin, cd bin and then /Splunk start. And then yeah. No, it's gonna be Splunk space start. It's an argument. I think.
Whoa. Do you agree?
Hit Q and just Y.
Yes, I agree.
Quit.
Without reading.
Yes.
Sweet.
And it's gonna ask you for a password.
Oh, are we participating in Over the Wire? Yes.
The Advent?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, eventually we should, but not. Do you want to do that tonight or tomorrow?
I mean, whatever. That's the benefit of doing whatever. We're jamming with this right now. So.
All right, let's do this. Sudo.
Sudo?
I don't. Oh, it says it cannot create the op Splunk, so I'm assuming that's a permissions issue.
Oh, what do we want? What should our administrator username be?
Bad.
Just Jules?
Sure.
New password. Same. Are you jamming too? Like, you should be coming in.
What's up?
I said, are you jamming too?
I am jamming.
We're jamming. Admin password. Thanks, Patrick. You always know what to say. Alright, so now we're at event logs port 80. Oh, so it uses the host name.
Yeah.
It's neato.
You can rebind it to a interface so that we can reach it from another thing, but...
Oh, sorry. I keep thinking I'm back in the 8,000, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
So, Splunk Enterprise.
You know so much more about this than I do, not gonna lie.
So, okay, so now, well, what I'd like to do is my vision, because I want to create a range that we can detonate things and then we can see what they look like in events. And I want to show people how to do it on multiple event tools, so I don't want it to just be like one thing. So I think what we should do is we get Splunk set up, then we get Elasticsearch set up, and then we set Graylog up, and then we snapshot it. So then we can quickly roll the thing back and there'll be no logs in it. And then we can go into, what's it called? Oh, we have our Windows 7 VM that we have Flare installed on. And then with Flare and no malware running on it, we snapshot it. And then we use Empire, or we use whatever we want to test what malware. We find macros on the internet. We set up a couple of honeypots. We let stuff run. And then we see it in both all Splunk, Elastic, and Graylog. And we can show all the people's the different syntax and how to like write the different queries for each of the main products and show people, hey, this is how you would find this piece of malware, the event log or whatever. We might have to tune sysmon and whatever, winlog beat, and all those things to grab the right stuff. And we can show people, hey, there's bad stuff. Here's your blue team tools. Here's how you use this blue team tools. And this is what it actually looks like from start to beginning. my vision.
Okay.
So, see if Elastic is running. I think Elastic's running. I know if you check in Etsy, Nginx sites available, I think I called it elastic.aaron.io, but it doesn't help that we don't have bind set up on our network yet, so I don't know if that can actually resolve. So you might just need to see what port it's on, or somehow... Oh, you could set in your host file on your computer that is the...
Elastic one, yeah.
Or since, well, no, because it's binded to localhost for C601, so you have to go through Nginx.
Yeah. Okay, and that's listening on 80 right now, though.
Yeah.
So. Keyboard.
What?
Okay, so Nginx is just doing its thing, though. Does Elastic have like a specific place to put it?
What do you mean?
Brian, I'm seeing a lot of screen tearing too. I don't know what's.
So I think I do know what's going down.
Yeah, I think our stream to the other stream thing is just kind of not good. That's fine.
But we'd have to use PuTTY then, because we'd have to do it on Windows 10, or we could use Git Bash. So right now, guys, what we have set up is, since John and I are sitting on opposite sides of the room, we are currently using FFmpeg to do X11 grab, and we're grabbing his monitor, and then we're sending it to VLC on a Windows 10 virtual machine running on my computer, and then we're using the gain capture feature of Open... What is this? Open Broadcast Studio?
Yeah, OBS is the one that's streaming, but that's running on a Windows machine because I wanted to have the Streamlabs input. And I don't think the Streamlabs input is even like coming in right now because I think the stream key is different or something.
We also wanted to have like my screen and John's screen and other Caleb's screen, who's sitting there being really quiet right there in the corner. In order for us to, all three of us, to have our screens going to it, we had to have basically some way to send the data over the network. And it could be that we're all on Wi-Fi right now. Maybe we should hardwire in, and that would help. Because that could drop the latency on our local area network by a millisecond or two. And maybe that's something we have to do for the second stream. Or we just switch to Windows, but that'd be gross. Like real gross.
I'm allergic.
You're allergic? I am.
I'm allergic to Windows. Even though I did want it on my host.
I judged you real hard.
Yeah, well, so like it would have been good because of this OBS stuff that we're doing right now.
Oh, dude, thanks, Patrick!
Yeah!
What, he likes the hat?
Somebody cares.
Patrick's like, hey man.
Somebody cares. I'm here. I'm back here.
See, an idea that I had was having different scenes up so that like you got my screen and a webcam for me, Julian's screen and a webcam for him, and Caleb's screen and a webcam for him. And then, like, when appropriate, I guess one of us could orchestrate when to switch to whoever's doing the most interesting thing. But
so always John.
That's not true at all.
That's always true. John Hammond, you have the beautiful
I'm
voice.
doing some interesting
Yeah, you're doing some interesting stuff right now. I just always have like 12 different shells open because of freaking... I use Terminator and I split my screen 47 different times.
Well, see, yeah, yours looks more interesting. Mine would be like a shot of assembly for like 7 hours straight and didn't move.
Exactly.
It's really interesting to me, but not really to anyone else.
Okay, what else do we need to do for Elastic then? Or
so Elastic, I think, is fully installed if you can get to it right now. Because I went through, I installed Logstash, I installed the Elastic engine, I put the Java runtime environment. So really, I think the only thing that's missing is the fact that the other thing we could do is change in the configuration files. Instead of it listening on localhost, we make it listen on the IP address, and then that's against best practices. You're supposed to keep everything localhost so that it can use the RESTful API to like communicate on itself, because that's how all the different pieces of Elastic talk to each other. And you don't want to be able to like inject, if it's listening on all the interfaces, then you can just, via the RESTful API, send it stuff, and then you could possibly corrupt the data, tell it to shut down, a bunch of other stuff. So by having it run on localhost, it at least mitigates part of that. Yeah. That's why you have the Nginx reverse proxy to grab the stuff from localhost and then serve it to wherever it needs to go.
Well, do we need to restart Nginx or something? Because I don't know why, with our sites available, it's not, or even start Elastic, because 5901, is that running? you SSH in here too, by the way?
No.
Come on.
That's fine. I mean, they can't see my screen, so. Yo, I'm gonna throw some wall commands at you.
Big Moist, yeah. That's what we were doing at Cyberforce. We kept walling the West Point team.
But wall won't take escape sequences.
Yeah.
So it was saddening. I wanted to pipe cow to lolcat to wall.
Well, what you did,
Calce.
you ended up redirecting it to like the dev PTS, right?
Yeah, so I just opened dev PT every single pseudo terminal under dev PTS, and I output calce through lolcats into that.
Right.
And it worked, but wall was not cooperating.
Hi, Julian. So I feel like an idiot because I don't know, but like, is Elastic?
So ready?
Yeah.
You're on that server, right?
Yeah.
So curl localhost 5601 or 5901.
Oh, duh, that would be a smart idea.
I'm not as good as you, but I can IT infrastructure this.
Yes, but
so
you are
it's probably
smart.
not running. All right, so then just do sudo system ctl elastic search start, and then KIbana start, and then logstash start.
Is it elastic.search or anything?
No, it's start. So I can tell you have been running 1404 for a long time, right? Yeah, you have been, because you put the name first and then start, and since 1604, it's been what you want it to do and then the name of the service.
Oh, God.
Because it makes more sense. You
Emergency
start elastic. It's not elastic start.
Yeah.
Is this CTF? No, it's not a CTF.
No, we're not doing a CTF right now.
We are building some blue team tools that could be used in a CTF later one day.
We're failing to set up an elk stack, Big Moist.
Yeah, we are.
I don't know anything about it, so...
Well, this is why you're doing it. You're learning.
Yeah. Setting up an elk stack. Let's go to Google.
DigitalOcean has... wait. No, no, I don't. Mute play.
Good
okay.
talk.
So, DigitalOcean has the best guides for doing it, and we're getting screen tear again, John.
Gross.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And a significant amount of delay, too. But
I mean, the delay is
yeah,
expected, but the screen tear, God, that looks hideous.
yeah, it really looks bad. Scroll slower. So, yeah. Did you start it?
No.
System CTL.
Looks like that's doing it okay.
What? Service
Yeah,
start?
okay, so that's running.
Okay, it's running. And then try KIbana.
Is that a thing?
Yes, start KIbana, which is... KIbana is the graphical interface for...
Oh.
Which you don't have to use it with Elastic. KIbana can be used for other things.
It's
but
apparently running.
what port is it running on? Do a netstat ANOT and then grep for KIbana.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I think we need a P in there.
ANOTP. That's what I usually do.
ANOTP?
I'll show TCP and the process.
For Magnolia
And pipe to grep.
Magnolia Computer Science, we are setting up an Elastic Stack server. That way we can forward logs from one of our Windows 7 VMs and then run Empire and malware in it and see what it looks like in the event logs.
Quality like screen tear.
God damn.
Look at that.
That's some bad screen.
My
Jesus Christ.
My computer's haunted.
sorry, everybody.
That's fine. The first time.
You know, they say 1 every 10,000, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Big Moist. Oh, Waza is cool. I got to play with Waza on it's another tool.
Whoa!
I got to play with it on it was OpenSock CTF that we were doing. It was a blue team one. And another cool thing that we might play with in a different stream is Collide. We want to get some Collide set up. That way, you have basically OSSec agents installed on all your on your workstations, and then you can use it to write SQLite queries, and then you can remote query all the things at the same time. Magnolia Computer Science. We are in Washington, D.C.
Oh, it has Docker.
Does have Docker.
Woo!
Yeah, no, Waza's pretty cool. And it also runs on OSSec too.
Instant like if it has Docker.
What a bandwagon.
No context. Yeah, NSA boys. That's funny. What a bandwagon, did you say?
Yeah.
Hey, John, focus. Oh, never mind, you're back on DigitalOcean. So how about we go into the, somebody made a good point. Just go into the configuration files for Elastic and let's make it listen on a non-loopback IP.
Don't tell me what to do.
He just did.
I just
You
did.
better do it.
Sudo C.
What?
See, it's a built-in, so.
No, it's not going to be in the Nginx file.
Where's it? What?
Oh, you were just switching to root. There you go, Elasticsearch.
So, YAML. Probably.
Yeah, it's in the YAML file.
Oh.
And then just
Oh.
stop breaking my stuff.
All of your stuff.
Yo, we didn't put the little webcam on the fish.
Yeah.
We'll do that on the next one.
We have a fish, by the way.
A little clownfish and a little 10-gallon saltwater
Does it
pico
have a
tank.
name?
I've never named it.
We've never named the fish?
No, because I was too afraid with the amount of traveling I was doing that it was going to die, and I didn't want to get attached to it, and if I named it, I'm going to get too attached to it, and we're dumping, like, food all over the place.
Wow! Abhishek Kumar, thank you so much, man. I'm grateful for you. You're the man. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your support. We're just...
So, you see that network host line? Just change that to the 192.168.1.112. We have to do that in another configuration file, too, I think.
So... I'm confused what entirely that will end up fixing, other than it'll just be accessible on other machines.
So instead of having this issue where we can't get to the web interface because there's something either going on with DNS or Nginx,
Right.
now we can access it directly, which is not the proper configuration for Elastic because it allows, if somebody got on the network, then they can immediately mess with the RESTful API of Elastic. But in the case of us trying to move this stream along, it's something we should do. Because we want to start actually running Empire on our Windows 7 boxes and seeing if any of the logs trip in those things and how we have to write the queries.
Magnolia is asking, what do we do professionally, at least for the most part?
So I work on a blue team. I'm the penetration and readiness lead, I think is my title.
I don't even know!
Who am I? Do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Why is Gamora?
Great movie.
I work on the SOC, so I do infrastructure support, so configuration of IDSs, IPSs, things like that.
I am transitioning to a new job where I'm going to go teach a lot of the Department of Defense military folk. So
You'd be teaching cyber. That's like...
Yeah, it sounds like way cooler. I don't know.
So you're going to teach people how to type IP config into a command prompt.
And I'm the one on the internet on the internet right now looking like an idiot. I'm truthful. I'm an honest guy. Big Moist is asking if we're going to run Beats or Logstash on the nodes. This is Julian's show, man.
So, personally, I run... Oh, what did I install? I think I have... I'm running WinLogBeat on the couple Windows machines that I have. And then I think I just set up a Graylog server for our production network. Not my work's production network, our production network here at the house. And I'm using Graylog, but then I used I think it was just I think it was Beats. It was just FileBeat. I'm pretty sure. Let me log into one of the boxes and see what I pulled down. That'd be smarter instead of just speculating.
So it seems pretty lit what we do. He's right.
Appreciate that.
It is pretty lit.
Yeah. So right now in our home lab, we have an ESXi server running, and there's like 25 virtual machines running on it. Some of them are like Windows 7 boxes that we just throw random things on and execute. Some of them we expose to the internet to see what people, do on them. Maybe leave SMB v1 exposed and see how many people run Eternal Blue. And then we have some other stuff just to play with like actual Blue Team tools and enterprise tools. Because I built the home lab out that way I can practice the things that I want to do at work, but it's way too political trying to run whatever tools I want, so I just can do whatever I want in the lab. We also have we're running Ubiquity network gear, which I bought Ubiquity because it was the cheapest stuff that I could do port mirroring on the switch. So we're running Moloch as a full PCAP solution, and then running Bro and Suricata. So that way when we do run out stuff to our C2 domains, I have a couple DigitalOcean VPSs running Metasploit and stuff, so we can pick up that traffic on our sensors to see what it looks like, just to get better at that kind of stuff, doing hunt work. My favorite C2 domain I own right now is Windows Update, spelled with 2 V's, so VV Windows Update. And in most tools, the texts are so small that the 2 V's look like windowsupdate.com, which makes me laugh.
Is it down? WindowsVVUpdate.com?
It shouldn't be.
Awkward.
No, it's working for me. Windows Update, 2 V's.
Oh, okay. Maybe I did Windows Updates.
Yeah, Windows Update. Or Windows Update. Really.
Oh, okay.
VV and... Because that way the two V's look exactly like... Yep. So, Errant Security, we bought this site for red teaming work. Is anyone else's bitrate just trashing these Mosin? So I think it's on our side, Bryce.
Yeah, it's totally us.
We're running, because I'm running the Open Broadcast server in a virtual machine on my machine, and then John is sitting across the room on his laptop, and we're using FFmpeg to do X11 grab, and then we're sending that to the virtual machine that's actually serving up to YouTube.
We have a hard setup.
So I think we're going to have to get some actual, run some Ethernet in this room, that way there's less latency so that there's not screen tear. Alright, so is Elastic exposed to the internet, or exposed to, can you get to that?
Which port you're referring to now?
So it should be running on 5601.
So if I went to 96.11.112.
Yep. Did you change the KIbana configuration file?
No, I did not. I'll try to subble that.
I mean, you could rsub it.
So this is served by a backend server. The setting specify the port to use is by default is 5601.
Yep. So there's another, you see where it says network host? There should be a local host somewhere in that file. You just Control W for it and find local host and then switch that to. Yeah.
Okay, so we want to change this to the external. 9200?
112, 192.168.1.1.
Yeah, I'm saying the port number that I have right there.
Yeah, that's fine. There should be another somewhere in here. Change the no server name, your host name.
Server host. You think?
Specifies the address to which KIbana server will bind. Yeah, we want to change that to 192.168.1.112.
Cool. That should be it, right?
We'll find out.
Restart. Okay, so now it's running. So Nginx is still crap. 5601 KIbana.
There we go. We can see stuff. All right.
We just want to run.
So we can go ahead and snapshot this VM right now. So just pull up ESXi. It's on 192.168.1.8. And then pause the VM, snapshot it, so that way when we throw a bunch of logs at it, we can reset it, and then it'll be empty again. Actually, we didn't set up listening on Splunk or KIbana yet. KIbana should be listening. No, we still have to set up receiving ports on both of them.
Do you want me to do that before we...
Snapshot it?
Yeah.
That way when we revert to snapshot, it's still listening.
What port and how? Is that in the same config file?
No, that one's you do it through the web interface.
Oh, okay.
You just throw it on a really high ephemeral port, or a non-ephemeral port. Or ephemeral port? Non-ephemeral port.
Non-ephemeral.
Non-ephemeral
I
port.
would think.
Yeah, really high port.
So, I'm in probably infrastructure? Or no.
I definitely know how to do it on Splunk, so let's do Splunk first.
And that's on 8,000. Yes. Okay, cool. Talk to me.
So, go to the
thank
top.
you for watching LSZ Rock.
Go to the top right.
Yep.
And there is a... I need to walk over here.
Come hang, yeah.
Yeah. So go to settings.
Yep.
And then go to forwarding and receiving on the right under data. And then if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, hit configure receiving, add new, and then it's going to ask you for a port number. So just do 9997 like it recommends. Hit save. So then when we grab the Splunk Universal Forwarder and put it on that box, and we have to install it, and then tell it to send all the event logs over to Splunk, we just pass it port 9997, and then it'll just automatically... The Splunk Universal Forwarders are really nice because they just start sending data. WinLogBeat's nice too, and FileBeat are really nice, but they require like 2 extra steps of configuration, which...
Okay.
The really cool thing that I want to do with Splunk that I haven't done yet is you can set up a configuration. You can set up a configuration file. That way, when you deploy Splunk, like let's say either by Kanza, which is a PowerShell framework to like do incident response work, or some other method, group push, or a bunch of wgets on a bunch of remote commands, it'll be pre-configured and automatically start running, which would be cool.
Sweet. Do we need to set sending data or anything on Splunk? Just like the other, or?
Nope, just receive.
Okay. Yeah, we don't need to forward anything else.
Yep, so I guess we can go ahead and... let's go ahead and pull up the Win7 box.
Did we want to do anything with KIbana or snapshot this yet?
Let's go ahead and snapshot it. We can set up KIbana later.
So,
pause the machine.
Elastic? Which...
That should be... Go down to the bottom. Should be at the bottom of it.
Okay, not logging, yeah.
Yep.
Suspend or pause?
I
guess suspend is pause, right?
Yeah. So it'll take a minute to dump everything into memory. Did it finish?
Doesn't seem to be
doing anything.
Changed, yeah, no.
Hold on. Let me log on.
My SSH connection is just hanging out. Okay, SSH is totally dead, so...
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, because you just paused the machine.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Caleb, what you working on?
I am working on one of the challenges from the CTF I was talking about a little bit ago. It's a reverse engineering challenge. It's kind of a pain in the ass. There is no symbols whatsoever for the file, and we have no idea what it does. Supposedly there's a vulnerability somewhere, but first I have to figure out what the fuck it does before I can figure out how to break it.
Alright, so 98%, 99%, and it is suspended. Okay, go ahead and snapshot it. I hope this doesn't take a long time. This is the first time I've done a live video, so I like all these awkward pauses where like things, have to suspend and we have to take a snapshot of something. You just edit those out real quick so the video keeps flowing quicker. Oh, that was really quick. Alright, so reboot the machine. And there should be a VM called malware, John, that you can use Guacamole to RDP into. Guacamole, for all of you who don't know, is a basically RDP through the browser. So you can set it up as like a hot point. Yep, and then there should be a malware box that you can...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So hop on that malware box. And then I think I need to that tearing. Yeah, it's really
right,
bad. So on this malware box, I need to get you a Splunk Universal Forwarder. So let me log into my Splunk account real quick. I really wish I had a license for Splunk instead of just using their free licenses.
I'll get a PO box. Send us
a what?
Send us a Splunk license.
Is that what Marriott used for RDP? Yeah, that Marriott breach was pretty funny.
I don't know. What is that?
The Marriott breach?
I'm probably a naive idiot.
Yeah, Marriott lost 5 years worth of records or something. Pretty sure. It was a good amount of records. Just sign up for the developer license. Yeah, I should probably do that too. Splunk is over in Reston, and I know one of the guys who works there. I might be able to ask him for a license, but I feel really guilty asking. They were penetrated since 2014.
Yeah, see, now I just look like a fool.
Yeah, Stuart, it's pretty. I mean, I think this only broke 2 days ago or something.
Yeah, that's when this article released.
Index 50 gigabytes a day. Oh, yeah, that would be a lot better. I could run our entire home lab if I had 50 gigabytes a day. Sometimes I just when I want to run a bunch of stuff through Splunk, I'll just take the penalty because I think you have to hit 3 strikes before they lock you out. 10 gigabytes.
Okay, so I'm on this.
Oh, you're on the Windows 7 box.
Yeah. That
password is not the Liquidy password, but the other one.
I gotcha.
And I need to be grabbing the Universal Forwarder because I keep getting distracted.
You want to come type this in for me?
Wait, no, it is the Liquidy password.
Okay. OffSec on the internet.
Woo! There we go. Download Universal Forwarder.
Hey, Mr. Reaper, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching.
Hop in the Slack thingy, John, so I can send you over the Universal Forwarder.
Do you want that publicized to the internet? Or should
our Slack?
Let's not.
I mean, I'm just going to get hammered with requests to join. Actually, no, I won't because nobody cares about Errant Security yet. Listen to our podcast. Me and John are doing a podcast. Some of our friends. It's on errantsecurity.com. Website still needs to be improvements. We need write a lot of blog articles. But,
real talk in that
it's on Apple. We're working on getting on some other podcasting apps as well.
Errant Security is supposed to be our attempt to be very
professional.
Yeah, very.
Is that even possible for us?
Very professional, very corporate, very businessy, very bougie and white collar crap. And it's still not that because we're idiots.
Oh, actually, half the pages on the front are dead links right now.
Right. Yeah.
Even though we have blog articles for them, they're not linking to anything.
And that's okay to be totally transparent, but
we're working on it. We're getting better.
I'm hoping that the John Hammond side from the streams is us
being fun.
Yeah, making stuff and doing things and being idiots openly.
Yes, Stuart, Errant Security.
That's because you copied the... Yes, they're not.
Actually, if you look at John's shirt, he's wearing a T-shirt right now.
Yeah, and hopefully, hopefully we'll feel less awkward in doing this each night, and it'll just be literally us being us. Doing the things that we would want to be doing each night, but hopefully I want to dick around with over the wire CTF, or I want to learn Go tonight or something stupid, or work on hack the box machines, or set up Greylog server and do blue team stuff. So
the goal is we're hoping to write some professional stuff that would cater to a very technical audience as well as a corporate audience. So maybe we could get actually corporate C-level executives to understand why cybersecurity is important, and that Marriott losing all of our data is not cool.
Julian,
what?
Are you okay with this?
Yes, I'm good with that.
Okay, I will push it. Those are these good things.
Caleb, while we're killing time while this Splunk Forwarder is downloading, tell everybody how you set up our website in the Git thing.
Oh, so that's kind of cool. So if you've never used CI, or I think it was continuous integration, I think is what it stands for.
That's what CI.
In either GitHub or GitLab. I know GitHub has it. I've never used it in GitHub. I had never used it before at all until about a week and a half ago. GitLab has options for it. And it's really cool, actually. It mixes in with Docker, which is what John was raving about a minute ago. And you can actually set up scripts that it'll run. You can give it whatever Docker image you want it to base it off of, and then it will create a Docker container in GitLab's cloud, and then run. Well, it will clone your repository and then run whatever script you want it to run to basically build your project. And then you can actually have it have certain artifacts that are downloadable from your build. So in the case of our website, I set it up so that whenever we push to the master branch, it will spin up a Docker container, build the website ready for deployment, and then it will have an artifact, which is basically a zip file with a built website ready to go. And then outside of the CI side, you can set up webhooks inside of GitLab that basically whenever you push to a repository or whenever a build completes from the CI or things like that, it will make a web request out somewhere. So our web server actually has one endpoint that is set up to deploy the website. And GitLab will reach back to us and let us know that the build is completed, and that endpoint will then reach back out to GitLab, pull down the newest build, and deploy the newest build automatically. And it's already been tested in GitLab's Docker image, so it shouldn't break anything. That being said, it does back itself up and things like that before it does it. But it's really nice because you can test and prototype on your local computer all you want, and then the minute you push to GitLab, it will begin the build process and deploy to production. So all you have to do to actually deploy the newest version of the website is either merge a branch into master or push to master, and that will actually deploy the whole new website. Yeah, that's kind of all I had to say.
That's awesome. I never did. You mentioned Jekyll? Did you?
I don't think I did mention Jekyll. So we're using Jekyll for the main website, just because the main website doesn't have really any dynamic pieces to it. So if you've never used Jekyll, it actually takes. It has a really nice templating engine. It uses Liquid for templating, and then you can use either Markdown or HTML or really kind of whatever file format you want, and it will take in that file format, do all the templating for it, and then spit out a static website for you. So it makes it really easy for things like blogs, where you can create all your blog posts in Markdown, specify some layout, like a layout file in HTML. It'll spit out the Markdown formatted in HTML, and it throws it into your layout file for you and spits out a bunch of HTML files. That way you have a static website that's really easy to update. You don't have to deal with databases or user management or that kind of thing if that's not what you need. So it's really, really useful to spin up that kind of thing really quickly. And so that's when I was saying compiling or building the website, that's what I meant. That's what it's doing on the cloud side.
That's awesome. It's like I did it in Flask initially just to have some sense of dynamic stuff, but it doesn't even need that.
So yeah, the
Alliance is still running.
Alliance is still in Flask, yeah.
Yeah, so Flask is great if you have some sort of active component to the website, but when all you're doing is serving things like blog posts or links to your podcasts or things like that, that's all static content that has no need for a server-side script to be running.
Hey, look at that last one.
So as long as you have all that stuff there, you can just serve it all statically.
Alright, I'm uploading the Splunk folder to Slack right now so you can pull it on to the Windows 7 box.
Awesome.
It just took a ridiculous amount. I am stuttering on my words. I'm so sorry, everybody. To download.
Thank you, Satria. Thanks for watching, man. Appreciate you. I'm trying to play with Empire. I'm probably just gonna have to literally. How to use Empire? No shame. I read through this while we were at Cyberforce.
Does Peyton wants a shout out?
Peyton wants a shout out.
Hi, Peyton.
Hey, Peyton.
Hi, Peyton.
Peyton, you need to thank me for something. You need to express other.
What?
This is John's show. Caleb and I are irrelevant.
I'm not an elephant, and that's
you
rude.
are an elephant. I'm gonna go get more whiskey.
Me.
Wait.
What do you want?
What am I gonna do?
What kind?
I don't know.
You want the contradiction or not?
Did you send it in general?
Just put it mine in there.
The what?
Mine.
Oh, your homemade whiskey?
Yeah.
Julie, did you want me to download this? You sent it in general.
Oh, whoops.
I mean, that's fine. But you want me to download this?
Onto the Windows 7 box.
Okay.
So that way we can send the logs.
Okay. I will, see if that will load now.
Jess. It's a weird smell. You know? It's not weird, it's just different.
It's really just used listener and then HTTP.
Does that taste right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's whiskey. It's just different.
Internet security, though. Slack.com. Oops, said it.
I mean, it was an obvious guess.
I spilled the beans. I let the cat out of the bag.
Why did you put the beans in the cat?
Why were the beans in the cat? So, Stuart, what we're doing right now is we are setting up. We just set up Splunk and Elastic Elk Stack on a server, and then we are putting the Splunk forwarder and then probably WinLogbeat onto a Windows 7 VM, and then we're going to start throwing some malware on that Windows 7 VM and throw Empire post-exploitation framework stuff on there, and we're going to see what kind of event logs it generates to see how, let's say, like a SOC, Security Operations Center, or a blue team might notice some of the things that the red team or actual hackers are doing. Does that make sense?
I'm just goofing off with Empire.
I mean, Empire's cool as
That's all I'm doing.
shit, so.
Cool as shoot.
Cool as shoot.
I had tried to play with Empire a little bit when I was at Cyberforce. So Caleb and I red teamed for Cyberforce, the Department of Energy competition.
Yesterday.
Yeah, literally yesterday, over the weekend.
It's fun.
It was awesome.
I was stuck in the SOC.
Yeah. And
Julian.
What?
I didn't end up didn't end up using it at all because of the Windows exploit that we would have had to get onto their
everybody too quickly.
Windows account, to their Windows machine, would need to be only Eternal Blue. Like, that was the only vulnerability that it had.
MS 1704
010.
Yeah. That does look nice.
You can click and drag it. It'll scroll by itself eventually, but all the featured ones will scroll through. I need to put the little selector at the bottom.
I really need to get you more images for this.
I know, it's all the same image over and over again.
It's driving me nuts.
Sorry.
Not all of it. I'm just...
What?
So, hey, everybody has to start out somewhere. Basically, so what we're kind of talking about is, from a high level, when you're not talking about like CTF challenges and you're talking about cyber from like a big organization standpoint, let's say you work for a company like Company A. Company A has 50,000.
A new up-and-coming company.
They have 50,000 computers, and they have a couple thousand servers, and they have a couple like custom-made things that they have to support. And with that amount of computers, it's not feasible to like remote desktop into each of them and like check for services are running, or look for malicious processes, or look for files that shouldn't be there that are on the hard disk. So what people use are basically SIEMs. SIEM, Sierra, India, Echo, Mike.
Wow.
Yay. I actually don't know what a SIEM stands for, but
Security and Information Event Manager.
Security, Information, and Event Management.
Dude, fucking got it!
You were right.
Did you get the flag?
So,
No, I
So
got the
Did you get the flag?
by everyone's workstations, all the workstations on the network, then send all of its event logs to that centralized log server. That way, when like the defenders need to be doing proactive monitoring, looking to see if anything's been compromised or hacked, they can check in the SIM and see every workstation's on the entire enterprise's
we need to get new images.
logs.
Yeah, we do.
So what we're going to do is on one Windows 7 box, we're going to set up some log forwarders, and then we're setting up the Splunk server and the Elastic server to receive, and then basically we're going to throw malware at it, and then go back into the logging server into the SIM, and see what it looks like in there. We're probably not going to use any artificial intelligence. Our AIs are used in Sims that are very well established and have like really smart engineers to support them. I know a little bit about artificial intelligence just because I thought like the back propagation in the neural networks is really cool. I like the math behind it, but I've actually never implemented one myself. But I know like Elastic has some machine learning features that are available in the premium version, and so does Splunk, but we probably won't use them on this cast. Maybe another day. I have never personally thought about trying to hack tech scammers because there's a lot of legal implications to doing that. Regardless of if they're bad guys or not, it is vigilante justice, and there's also things like the Computer Fraud and Security Act in the United States that even if you're attacking someone bad, you can still be prosecuted under. Which I like my day job, and I don't want to get fired.
Talking so real over there, dude.
You know, I mean, we can talk about PPD 21 and how it has
what a great alternative.
Presidential Policy and Directive 21,
and
which
drink more,
which has changed the way we are doing cyber risk from critical infrastructure in the United States, talking about 16 critical industries like nuclear reactors and power and waste management, and how they have to have certain regulation and risk management frameworks when it comes to cyber, so that way, you know, people aren't getting impacted by companies trying to skimp money in those budgets. But probably nobody on... Does that apply in India, if they're in India? I'm not sure about India's laws, so I can't really comment on that. I would ask a lawyer if you're actually curious, because they can give you a better answer.
I think I have a lot of Indian viewers. Wait, I mean, I'm not saying that in any direction or form. Just people. A lot of those people are interested in that.
So Donald Duck, the screen is broken at the moment because our internet connection's pretty bad. So we are casting his screen to my computer in a virtual machine, which is then uploading to YouTube. We need to come up with a better solution. Hopefully it's not too bad and that you can see what's going on. How's that MSI file going, John?
It's cool.
So you should only have to click through a couple things. Can you scroll in or zoom in somehow?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Basically, so what he has to do is he's going to put in the username that we set up and the password. He's setting up Splunk client on our Windows 7 VM that we're going to be throwing malware on in a few minutes. Basically, so it can send all of its event logs up to our centralized Splunk server. So he's putting in the hostname and port protocols.
Does it need to go to 8089 or just 8000? Like
no, the 9997 that you set up.
Okay. 999.
That's
Kibana, and that's where it should go to.
No, that's 9997 is what we set up on Splunk.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Oh, do I have to... Oh. I'm dumb.
Why are you still out there?
I don't know. Because I forgot the order of the parameters to read.
Read 0?
Did you get the flag yet?
No.
Get the flag.
It's gonna take... I don't even know what I'm reading.
It's hard, man. Peyton, if you're listening, Cyber Stakes is hard.
It is.
John is the full rack. John the boss. John the full rack.
When did you become the boss?
Because one of his commenters just...
Thank you, Habib. Habib? Crimson, Caleb is playing ACI CTF, which is Army Cyber Stakes. I think it's a capture flag that's like... It sucks, because it's strictly like government, military...
And EDU. If you have an EDU, you know you can get in.
Well, I know. I never got one on my Georgia.
Yeah, I think it's strictly service academies.
The website says EDU.
I know, but they mean like usma.edu.
Oh, possibly not available to anyone else.
uscga.edu or
Don't say those words.
USAFA.
Those letters.
I don't like letters. They're the least favorite part of the alphabet.
Oh, you mean Lima, November, Sierra?
Get the fuck out of my house. It's my house.
I live here too.
It's my house.
You're right. This is taking a little bit of time, bro. Never mind. That happened immediately, as I said. Okay, can I check out Splunk now and see that it's running?
Yeah, so basically you should be seeing some logs from Windows. So if you go into Splunk and then go into sources, it should be recognizing that there's a universal forwarder, and it may be receiving logs already.
Okay, so
go to search and reporting. So just click on the little green thing.
the green thingy.
And then on the right side,
Skip tutorial.
so hit data summary, and it says waiting for data.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, okay. Okay, so it still doesn't see anything from this Windows host.
Correct. If we have everything set up for it to be listening correctly. Now, what you could do is like change somebody's password on Splunk.
What files did you tell it to send? You should have asked you for like a logging directory. It doesn't know just like
Files? What files?
What did I have to do?
So go back and run the Splunk installer again. Or you can do a command line if you go into bin, and then you can do
It's just /splunk or monitor, and then the path, and then you can restart the client. You have to tell it what event logs you want it to send.
The Splunk forwarder does not want to play anymore because it's already installed.
So what are your thoughts on the U.S. compared to other countries with regard to cybersecurity? Are we lagging or not?
I don't know because I'm not in other countries. From what I understand, with my indirect association with, I guess, our country, we're good. Like we're pretty.
So it also
pretty okay.
What do you...
So the question that was posed to us is, you don't all have to answer. What are your thoughts on the U.S. compared to other countries with regard to cybersecurity?
Do you mean in the
broad
U.S. as a nation state, or the U.S. as in the public sector and laws and regulations?
So and that's both things. So how well do U.S. companies have their cybersecurity posture? How well does the U.S. government? How well do so we'll take Ukraine for example. Ukraine has a really good cybersecurity posture because they're so close to Russia, and they're getting hammered all the time. So they've been forced.
Russia's an asshole.
Accurate.
What's up, Resnog?
They've been forced to, improve their infrastructure. So things like the NotPetya virus that propagated through, that started in the Ukraine because they attacked a bank and then took down Maersk, which was really cool. There's a really good article on Wired. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. I think the U.S. is doing well. But we still have to improve in a lot of ways, and there's still a lot of people we have to really convince on why it matters. And unfortunately, that might take an event happening, which obviously no one wants, but who knows? I mean, there's a lot of things that have to happen, and it's a really complex field, and I don't think it's going to be solved anytime soon. So did you just add the directories in, John, on the Windows 7 box?
I still can't seem to handle or do anything with...
So do a command line if you go into where it's installed.
Let's see where it's installed.
System 32.
I hope this is entertaining. I hope we're still having fun over here.
Yeah, no problem, Stuart. Maybe if we get a little more prepared, we'll do a podcast, because we do a podcast which we host on our website, aironsecurity.com, as well as it's on Apple's podcast app. We can actually sit there and talk about overviews of policies of different countries and stuff. But that's something I need to do some more research on before I feel comfortable saying it authoritatively. Saying it authoritatively.
Not saying anything.
Now, Kip.
All right, here I am in C program files Splunk Universal Forwarder, ladies.
All right, so Splunk command line, add monitor directory.
This is the thing.
So you should be able to type add monitor. Yeah, I mean you can Google it too. So add monitor and then the source. So if you give it the path to what you want it to monitor.
Can we tell literally everything?
No, you don't want to do that. You want to do Windows event logs.
They have an example. Oh, I'm sorry for that.
If I was on a Linux server, I'd know exactly where to put it. I'd put it in var log and tell it to look for everything that ends with a .log. But I don't know Windows.
I don't want to know what I'm sending. I just want to send everything.
Send it!
PowerShell.
This is why you need the 50 gig license for a home network.
No, I want an unlimited license. We're gonna send every packet we get to Splunk. It'll be useless to index, and we'll fry our CPU on our server. But
I dislike that PowerShell still does not let me zoom in with hotkeys.
just put a feature request.
Can you even make the PowerShell window actually full screen yet?
He doesn't want it full screen.
No, but I mean, like, is that even possible?
Yes, it is possible.
Okay, they finally fixed that.
Yeah, or you can just do it in ISE.
Oh God!
Ew. I don't use a fucking IDE when I'm writing anything, much less PowerShell.
The caps lock, get out of my life.
I don't know why that key exists.
I like it every once in a while.
It's never been a good thing. It's only remarked when people are like, yeah, that one time caps lock was on and I didn't know.
Hi, Stuart. Yes, we are doing it on a server at our place.
Also, what's the IP address? Also, you got any passwords?
I haven't set up fail to ban, so.
Don't tell them that.
So I have.
Also, our public IP addresses.
So I decided, because I was dumb and I wanted to build a server from scratch. I bought an ATX case, and then I put a. Is that wine sharp your brain? I don't understand. I put an AOS Rock motherboard with 2 Xenons in there, and then I started throwing RAM in there. There's like 100 gigs of RAM in there, a couple terabytes of hard drives, and then I'm running Ubiquiti network gear. So I have the firewall set up on our premise, and then I'm running a switch, which I have port mirroring set up on, and then I have a Dell workstation that's set up as full packet capture. That way we can go back through the network traffic. And then
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
I run a couple more virtual machines on my desktop rig.
Did you decode it?
That I want to use. So I have like Windows 10 running on here with for Photoshop, and I run Ubuntu as my base
Also,
VM.
it's never actually
And
printed
then
out.
we run Arch on our laptops just because we
By the way, I
wanna
want
run
Arch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I run Arch.
We'll probably end up, as we keep building out the Aaron Security website and start offering CTF challenges and some other infrastructure, we're planning on playing with some SCADA stuff too. We're going to have to, probably buy some
John,
Dell
in
R710s
the future,
and really build out our
instead of putting
home
the
lab.
title,
And
just what are we doing? You should have put the
thing.
title as what we were doing, because people keep asking.
what are we doing at the moment?
Well,
So,
people are just like that join the stream late.
Wait, no,
Or
but couldn't we put the title as like what were we doing?
that's what the Empire Shells is. It's kind
Nice.
of like on YouTube Premium.
yeah, the Dell R610s, I've played with them at work, and they're just always quality. The one thing I do like about having it in a ATX case instead of like in a server in a 1U or 2U thing is that I have the fans really quiet and I have everything liquid cooled, and then I can also, when we do go, like sometimes we've hosted CTFs at like local places, we'll like grab the whole ATX case and then put it in the back of my Jeep, and then we'll drive somewhere with it, and it's like really easy to carry around instead of a big old like Dell one. But with the amount of issues I've had with this server already, I've regretted not just buying one, the used server route from eBay.
This is going to do win event logs.
So, Galvanized Security, what we're doing at the moment is we're trying to install a Splunk forwarder, set it up to monitor all the logs on a Windows 7 VM, and then send all those logs to our centralized logging server. So when we run some malware on this Windows 7 later tonight, we can see what it looks like in the security products. That way we know like what the defenders are looking for. And then eventually when we're writing some custom malware, probably not tonight, but another night, we can keep tuning our malware to evade and not look obvious in Splunk logs.
Woo! I'm learning. This is where the default Windows event logs are. Win event logs.
Whoa!
Look at that screen tear. My gosh.
Sorry about the screen tear, guys.
First time. No deal. Oh, actually, real talk. How's the audio over there? On the other end of the internet?
Apparently not very good.
It's just cricket. At least over here.
Hey, sir.
Hey, Habib. Am I pronouncing it
Oh,
right?
hey, Siri. My phone picked it up.
Siri, get out of my life. What's up?
So-
X1?
Thanks, Crimson. We only have one microphone in the room right now, and we're in a pretty small room, so we were worried about echo and stuff. But
Cool. Thanks, No Trailer. Alright. I am going to run Splunk and add this monitor.
Jetman, you are absolutely right. Nobody wants to see Windows PowerShell. It should go die in a burning hole.
I like it. I'm gonna die now that...
I mean,
People
on
are
the
asking
scale of
PowerShell
shitty
tutorials.
things that Microsoft has created, it's on the better end. Like, it's better than other things, but it's still a thing that Microsoft created.
Hey, we will do a live video on web hacking methodology or CTF.
If I ever finish this challenge, otherwise I'm going to jump off a bridge.
Probably not tonight, but John also has a bunch on his channel already that you can listen to. Or IPSEC has some really good methodology ones. IPP, SEC.
Hashtag
Yeah.
shout out.
Yeah, IPSEC's pretty cool. I like his videos a lot.
What's that?
It was a Snapchat. It was an ad.
Okay. I added the monitor. Add monitor, see Windows event logs, and it's added. So let's change your password again.
Holy shit!
So, yeah, I have played on Proxmox. I personally don't like Proxmox because I just
You good?
don't.
Did you get it?
Whoa!
What's the matter?
Hopper just crashed!
Oh
Hopper crashed.
And you just rage quit?
I had been, like, recording function names and shit for
Did
like
you save
an hour and a half.
Did you save the
No, not yet!
Hey, John, we do need to tune the audio down because I think it's peaking out
Okay.
red. So, I have used Proxmox in the past. I don't like it because it's a little buggy sometimes. I prefer ESXi, but also I understand why Proxmox is better sometimes. I played in a couple of Capture the Flag events in person where we were doing red team versus blue team, and Proxmox really worked well in those scenarios.
I'm sorry, X1. It's like my ears just fell off. We were screaming, so I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, that was probably my fault. I was really upset.
So, Red Balloon, eventually we'll probably write some implants
a lot
on
of
screen.
this.
Caleb is actually a really good, and when it comes to that. Tonight
Get
we're
that out
probably
of
just
the
going to use
shot.
Metasploit or Empire.
That was the stuff to leave behind. I just wanted the bottle. I'm upset.
And I think that's good also, Red Balloon, because if we wrote custom implants and
This is
ran
like
them on
dark
there,
whiskey.
I don't think we'd see a lot of them in Splunk.
Try it.
Because they might not
$100 or
leave.
more a bottle or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like $120 a bottle.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm honestly not.
What Caleb? Hey Caleb, talk about if you were to write malware. Would you write it in C? Would you write it in Go? Would you write it in Python?
Oh, Jesus. I mean...
On the spot, answer the question. Go for it.
This is gonna be a constant thing.
I mean, this is a really like vague question, to be honest. Like, it completely depends on what you're writing it for, where you're deploying it, what kind of things they're looking at. Like, I don't know how to answer that. So when I think of malware, I don't think of like any specific programming language. It completely depends on where you're deploying it and what kind of vulnerability you're exploiting. So, like, there's different stages.
Hey, hold on. You're looking right there at that bottle of whiskey. There's a web camera up here you could look at, and talk to
I'd
everybody.
rather look at the bottle of whiskey. No, so it completely depends on what you're doing. So, like, your initial stage is going to be completely dependent on whatever exploit or whatever vulnerability you're exploiting. So, whether that be some sort of PHP injection, whether that be a buffer overflow, or whatever you're exploiting, that initial stage is going to be whatever you're using there. And after that, it depends on what platform you have access to, what kind of security controls are in place, and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I think the biggest thing is that you're flexible enough that you can kind of pivot to whatever language you need to. So if you might be most comfortable in Python, for example, but I mean, if you're being realistic and the people who are running the system did their job properly, unless the server that you're attaching to needs Python, it shouldn't be installed. So you should be able to go, okay, I don't have Python, I can pivot over here to, I don't know, like shell code if you need to, like an actual like compiled binary, or I need to pivot over here to bash or batch or PowerShell. Like you should be comfortable enough to go wherever you need to go, I guess would be the. It's kind of like a not a great answer, but I would say it's just whatever you need to use for wherever you are.
So the one thing that I've seen recently that I have been kind of learning about is HTML applications, because you can write them in very clever ways that they will be exploited through the browser, and you can make them, if you save them as an HTA file, they'll look like a Windows help file, and then you don't have to run like PowerShell directly in them. You can have it reach out and grab something from a C2 server. That way antivirus doesn't flag it, so then antivirus won't flag it. It won't get picked up by
we need to get back in first place.
SSL. Oh, who beat us?
Caleb was just rage quitting.
Because
he lost all his debugging tools.
So we were sitting in first place in a little bit for this CTF, but now we need to get back in. What happened?
You good, bro?
Did you get a funny Snapchat?
No, I'm still crying about Hopper.
Hi, Jordan. So what we're doing right now is John is installing a Splunk Universal Forwarder onto our Windows 7 VM. And we just set up a Splunk server at the beginning of this stream, and what we're going to do is use Empire and probably Metasploit and poke at things on the Windows 7 VM, and then see what kind of logs are generated, so that way we can look in Splunk and like get good practice seeing what malicious logs pop up on a box on something we know we're exploiting.
Add forward server. I'm sorry.
It's a private CTF, unfortunately. Ron, one that we got invited to.
Sounds so bougie. Got invited.
How about when you got invited to Pros versus Joes and then you won, John?
You're right.
We didn't get invited to it. I didn't get invited to it. Only you did.
I applied.
I felt like
yeah, he definitely applied.
You applied to it?
I applied for B-Sides DC.
Oh, I didn't know.
B-Sides Delaware was a
open game.
Yeah, it was a walk-in.
Oh my god, I can't believe Hopper crashed.
I've never seen you like this, Caleb.
I'm upset.
Is there anything I can do?
No, unless you can bring back all of the symbols that I had reverse engineered and named.
Splunk did not already have the forward server set up, so I added it through the command line here, and I can see it now. It says configured but inactive. So I think I have to enable it. It looks like I can do that if I display local index.
Or just /Splunk start.
Is that...
Just do start.
Is that how it do?
Sometimes.
You don't think that how it be, but it do?
So my Twitter handle is Jules J Blanco Red Balloon. And it's 0x Julian Jules maybe, I don't know, one of those things.
These are my roommates.
No one knows. He doesn't even.
Active forward. It's doing shit.
We also have an Aaron security one that we've sent like one tweet on that we're trying to build out.
It's pretty much just trolling me.
Yeah, it has been just trolling John. So it's forwarding right now? We can see it in Splunk?
Well, so now that it's active forwarding, I'm going to change your one of your account's passwords and just see if it sends anything.
No, nice.
Because, yeah!
So we've indexed 1,700 events.
Woo! Holy crap! So, 2 years ago!
So that's when the first log...
how do you have a log from 2 years ago?
Because that virtual machine was created off of my actual Windows laptop. That's where I pulled it from.
Okay.
I used they have a tool that you can run.
Yeah, you can pull a disk image and
while it's running.
Yeah.
And it uploads to the ESXi machine. It was really cool. I was blown away. So
this is weird.
You need to set the host to the right host.
So I tried the other one.
Which one? The Vert PC?
Excuse me. Yeah, Julian PC.
I think it's important to clarify here. No one is drinking wine. This is a purely whiskey room. I just want to clarify for
VerPC
everyone.
1. This is
Oh, I also had to join to a domain at one point, and I think that domain, that DC has like long. I made like Rebel Alliance.forest when I was playing with the new Windows Server 2016, 2018, one of those.
2016.
2016 core. And the difference is what exactly? Caleb, that's all you.
What the hell?
What in tarnation?
Did you just ask what the difference between wine and whiskey is?
I'm having cider. That's just me. In fact, I need another one.
Sir, you need to go buy a bottle of wine and a bottle of whiskey. And then realize...
Well, hold on. What country are you from, Exron? No, he's just being he's being mean.
Who's being mean?
Single malted. You are being mean.
How am I being mean?
You're being mean to a supposed 4-year-old.
If he's actually 4, then he should get off YouTube. Whoa!
Single malt is awesome. I do like a good scotch. Obviously, it's not always scotch, but we're currently... What are we drinking right now?
Bourbon?
What kind of bourbon?
I don't know. You bought it. What is it?
Why does this have no events
It's just bourbon.
when the dashboard tells me it has events?
It's a fucking bourbon, man.
Smooth
It's a
Ambler.
blended bourbon.
It tells me it has 2,000 events.
So you just have to learn how to query it correctly.
Oh, by host? Where it says it has...
So go to source types.
Oh, 2. There's...
Oh!
Why are these getting weird?
Because a lot of those were stale logs.
Still, 0 events found.
Scotch is alright, but I feel like you have to be doing the right thing for it. Like, bourbon is nice because it's sweet and you just, like, suck it down like candy and it's delicious.
Can I just get this remote show yet?
So, John,
What are you doing?
DFIR work is sometimes really hard, and that's where most of the room in this industry needs to grow.
I have an Empire payload already set.
Wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker.
I just want to paste it in.
No, I mean, doing the right thing. It's true. Like having a good steak. Give me a scotch. I'll do that. That's cool. Having a cigar. Scotch pairs great with a cigar.
Cigar.
But if I'm just chilling in my house and I want something tasty to drink that'll also make me a little bit less coherent,
Wait a second.
bourbon's where I'm going to go, you know?
Also, Caleb, you just made your own batch of bourbon, didn't you?
I mean, that was a little while ago, but yeah. That's a good time.
Is that also something that you should pronounce to the internet?
What?
I don't know.
Is it legal? No. Do I care? Also no.
Does Coast Guard have CNO developers? CNO as in network operators?
Computer network operators?
Cyber network operators?
I don't know that term.
Yeah, that's the most often one that I know. Network operators. So more offensive red team side? Red Balloon 999. I like that it's Red Ballon. I don't know if you're missing an O intentionally or not. We have 3,500 events and climbing.
I hope I gave that thing enough RAM.
Probably didn't.
Hey, how many full hard drives have I had this
The thing
week?
is, like, it says all these events are from 2 years ago. So if I switch this to all time, I still see nothing.
With that host.
Yeah. If I have any host, I have nothing.
No, it still says host.
So you're watching the 30-second delay.
Oh,
stream.
you're right. I am.
Don't-
Sorry.
Don't forget that you are seeing stuff.
I'm behind.
When you open the bottle, the room should smell like a tar pit.
Interesting. Is that? I don't know what a tar pit smells like.
You ever been to like Montana or like Yellowstone National Park and they have the tar pits?
No, I never went to Yellowstone. I lived there for 1.5 years and I never went there.
Why would the Splunk dashboard tell me that I have events, but
You
then the
can't.
summary tell me
I
not?
guess I could open up. What's the IP address? 112?
Yeah.
Julian's like, I guess I could help you.
Port 5000.
I'm doing this for you.
But they can't see my screen, so it's
I know. You should just start your stream and then we can move the scene over.
What's CTF?
Yeah, Exron, this isn't a CTF at the moment. Hopefully we're gonna be bouncing
Actually,
around between different
I did
names.
for a CTF challenge yesterday build a Splunk server and sent all the logs from the CTF challenge
we can
because there was
open up.
1 million logs.
We can open up ACI If,
No.
yeah,
Well,
maybe not.
I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Okay.
Why does it matter?
Because it's.
Internet.
Julian thinks the army is a serious place, but the army is really just a bunch of jackasses.
What's this? What'd you make this?
He just ignored that and kept going.
When did I what?
What'd you make this?
That's your default.
I have two
The
defaults.
liquidy,
The liquidy one.
as you've defined it. Have you
Exactly what I was
taking
talking
our efforts on record and
Yes.
always drink whiskey when playing a CTF?
I appreciate that.
I think, was it Cyberseed?
Cheers. What?
Cyberseed, where guys came in with ski masks and just had
Yeah.
vodka bottles?
So I'm still a little bit unsure whether or not they were actually drinking vodka all
Of
day.
course not.
But they had ski masks on all day, and they drank what was clear liquid out of vodka bottles all day long. I do not know if it was actually vodka.
John, I'm getting logs.
What the garbage?
I'm getting logs.
What is this rubbish?
What'd you do? Make sure your hopper
Close
crashes.
your whole...
Yes, that is exactly what. So click on that.
This guy?
Yeah.
RPC?
Okay.
That's rude, Stuart. It's still a fresh wound.
Oh god.
I'm not over
God.
that yet.
Extron is right. The point for CTFs is to be awake.
Yes, it will always be too soon.
I queried verpc1. Try that. Host equals verpc1.
This binary I was
All
looking
caps.
at had like 30 functions and no symbols. And I had been reverse engineering all of the functions for the past like hour and a half.
The lowercase one.
And then Hopper crashed.
Hey! Log!
Logs!
We did it! Everything that I told it to monitor from WinEventLog. Okay.
Are these useful at all?
Yeah. Let's see. So how do I make it search for like if it contains password or something? Because
Well, you would just give it a quotes and then password.
I can just fucking type that like
Yeah. Just.
password.
I don't think any logs will have that.
Well,
Actually,
so-
if you look at all those logs, they're all error reporting logs. So I don't necessarily think we're getting what we think we're getting. So we might have to tune what we're getting.
Windows update failure.
So let's also go back to search. Data summary. Are you sure those are the logs we're supposed to be pulling?
Well, so I had changed your J Blanco account's password.
Yes.
To-
But my point is, when that log is changed, where is that log stored?
It should still be in WinEventLog, like security, likely. It looks like all of these are application.evxt, but event name, event type, event code, log name, 828 of application.
Well, you're also not getting any Windows event logs,
What?
if you notice.
What do
So
you-
none of those are Windows event logs. An event log would have like the number that goes along with it that you should be able to see.
The event code, you mean?
Yeah, the event code.
So that's with it, and all of them are being pulled from the WinEventLog folder and with that type WinEventLog.
Okay,
right?
what number are all those?
So some are 8,224, some are 256.
Okay, so look at what's the number for the password changing.
WinEventLog password change code ID 4724.
So you should be able to look for ID 4724 and see if it's there.
I don't know. Splunk queries. Probably event code equals 4724. Okay, so let's make it happen again.
Well, and the other thing is that the right PC? What's that PC's name? So, what's the whatever the equivalent of uname or who am I or
Host. No. Computer name.
that
Yeah.
screen tear is so bad.
VRC P1. So this is all capital. So let's try that again. Thank you for the 35 people who are sticking with us.
We're being goofy.
Oh, hey, we're getting PowerShell event logs. That's cool. Whoa! MSI installer.
Hey, that's where we installed Splunk, right?
When did I think? Well, I mean, it wouldn't have known that.
Well, the log would have been generated.
Maybe. PowerShell event types.
So also another cool thing, completely off a tangent while John actually figures out what he's doing.
Oh, damn.
So on Windows 10, you can set up full transcription in your logs for PowerShell. So that way if people are running like scripts and stuff, it'll log all that stuff into the event log so you can see. So especially like if you think about a normal corporate network and there's like 30,000 computers or something, very few people are going to be running PowerShell because it's probably going to be your IT staff and maybe a few like users who use that for like Excel documents and stuff. You can, if you have PowerShell transcription on and you see it coming from machines that aren't developed machines or the guys who you know PowerShell, it's a quick way to get like a hit that one of the boxes might be compromised. IDK, but did you see that someone grepped the password hint field from Adobe's breach years ago? I have not seen that. That's actually pretty cool, Stuart. Yeah, there's been a lot of breaches being released right before Christmas. It's kind of interesting.
They're presents.
They're presents.
Christmas presents.
They're presents to those poor board of trustees for all those companies who are getting their stock prices devastated and
a Christmas miracle.
Probably most of them fired, hopefully, because they should be. It's also interesting to like look at Sony's hack when that stuff happened. I like right around that movie, that they released. I'm trying to be careful.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sony got hacked.
I know that.
And then they redid all of their infrastructure. They dumped a bunch of money into their red team so that they could be hacking themselves. It's crazy how many people literally put their password in the password hint field. It is crazy, Stuart. What also makes me chuckle is when people put the password to their Wi-Fi in their SSIDs. That one makes me chuckle too.
How can we make KIbana a receiver now?
So let's try. So let's go into KIbana.
Okay.
We still have to the interview. Thank you, Stuart. We also need to put WinLog beat on KIbana as well. So we have another piece of software to install.
We're getting late too, though.
Are we? What time is it? Midnight?
Yeah. Maybe go
Face
to
palm.
1.
I'm good with whatever you want.
We started late. Just 80. 5901. Where did we put KIbana?
It should be 5601.
5601?
On 112?
That's it. I did 5901.
No. 5901 is the REST API, I think. So, configure receiving KIbana.
Did you just install these with like an apt-get, or did you download the bundles, like a deb or a targ?
The bundles.
Cool.
There's a deb, or you add their repositories and then you install them. The one thing that I always forget, because I never read the small text in DigitalOcean's install guides, is it needs the Java runtime environment. So you go, you add the package key and then you install Elastic, and then Elastic fails and it has a really nondescript error, and you're like, oh, well, this is weird, and you try to figure out if there's dependency issues, or if you try to figure out whether there's something going on in the background and why it's breaking, and it doesn't tell you that you're just missing Java. So if you install the Java runtime environment before you try to apt install Elasticsearch,
yeah,
it works. But, that's kind of in the instructions in DigitalOcean, but nobody reads the instructions. They just go straight to the code blocks.
Yeah.
I actually saw a Docker image for Elastic earlier today. That was pretty cool because I think it's a one-step deploy.
You tell.
What's up?
I'm trying to understand. Before you can start Kibana, you need to tell it which Elastic indices you want to explore. First time you access Kibana, you probably need to define an index pattern that matches your indices.
Yeah, that stuff's weird. Yeah, it's getting late here in the United States. So, if you go to management, and then...
Our screen capture just completely died.
What's up?
I said I wonder if our screen capture just completely died.
VLC died? Move your stuff around?
That looks fine.
I mean, it's slow, but it's running. Yep, Stuart, that's what we used. I used too. DigitalOcean's guide for elk. Alright, so, John, somewhere in here you should be able to add data. Actually, no, you don't have to configure it. Maybe you do. We need to go ahead and go on one of the Windows 7 boxes and add WinLog beep.
Microsoft Security Essentials found a potential threat on my PC.
What is it?
Click Clean PC to remove this threat.
Nah.
And then it went away. Thankfully, this is the malware box. You said do what?
We need to install WinLog beep.
Man, I think our screen capture crapped out.
Can you guys still see our screen, or is it dead now? Like, really dead?
It's really dead.
Like, is X11 still... No, it's still running for VLC.
Maybe OBS is dying.
So... delete Facebook. Ah.
Video capture is me.
And the screen's dead. Cool beans. Oh, I'm not even in the camera. Yeah, so let's see if we can fix this in production, because that's how this is supposed to work. I'm gonna kill VLC. Yep, there goes the screen. Woo!
Oh my gosh!
Actually, John, I have an idea.
What's up?
Come over here and install Kibana and configure it on the Windows 10 VM so it's really clear. Because you can do it on the open broadcast machine. Does that make sense?
No. Are they still? Do they have a screen capture or no?
Well, we can share the screen with Open Broadcast Server.
Yeah.
If it's on that box. So
Yeah.
if you configure a Kibana on there and then use Guacamole to get on the Windows 7 VM and show PowerShell, it'll be a lot clearer if you do it from that box.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. If you go into OBS, can you turn on screen capture?
Yeah. Thanks.
What did you call it?
Open broadcast thingy.
I think we should start to call it OBS. Just OBS.
So there we go. And we're running. We're back with Steam. Go for it, Tom.
Wow. The screen is above our of our webcams.
We can fix that.
Can you take it on the top screen or something?
What do you mean?
Just OBS. Thanks for watching, Crimson. Appreciate you hanging out. Okay, so I'm on this machine now?
Yeah, you're up there. I mean, you can pull it down to your bottom desktop if you want.
Yeah. What?
Not the top bar, the like slightly less than top bar. No. Like go. Yeah. You see where it says VMware Workstation?
Yeah.
Grab that.
Okay.
There you go.
God damn it. Oh yeah, because your top screen is just outside.
There you go.
So now you had a readout for the. Okay, because now we lost screen.
No, it's back.
Oh.
It was when VMware reconfigured itself. So go on KIbana and then go on Guacamole.
Let me just get the display down.
Sorry, guys.
Totally meta. Wow.
So many screens.
Now you're out and it's just me.
That's fine. I'll come stand over your shoulder.
Sweet. So you wanted to get the forwarder from Slack again?
So that's the Splunk Universal Forwarder.
Yeah.
So now we need to download the WinLog speeds. But because you don't have to have an account, you can just pull that from the website. Download 64-bit. Down, to the right. Boom. Downloading. Wait, no, that's on the host. You need to do that on the Windows 7 box.
Okay. So I need to go back to our
Guacamole.
I'm just using your domain. Is that cool? What is the IP for Guacamole?
It's... Let me look it up.
I don't even know.
Yeah, don't use the domain because I'm going to get hammered with the press if you do that.
All these people.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not that many people, but regardless. People doing directory transversals to try to figure out what the... So it's going to be... $167.
Okay. Am I in the VM?
HTTP?
I mean, it should still try and go. We probably just need to go to port 5000, was it? Or 5671?
No, that's Guacamole.
Oh! HTTPS?
Maybe.
That would be odd.
Well, you might just have to burn my domain.
I don't think there's any worry in that.
You changed the password?
Not for this account.
No.
Oh.
In log bait.
Bait!
Scroll slightly down.
Are you with me? Oh!
Laggy, lag.
Yeah.
So it downloaded really fast.
That's it. You're not even in the shot, Julian. Yo.
There's a readme.
Just kidding. If you don't create a folder, I'll be very sad. hate when
That's what
does
happened when I installed SysInternals for the first time.
Oh no.
It just dumped everything to the desktop.
I'm so sad.
Where is it?
vlog. Okay. So install service with vlog. I should probably do that with a regular PowerShell shell.
See, this is a lot nicer quality for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just annoying.
I mean,
We actually could do everything through Guacamole. It would just be a little laggy.
Well, we should figure out a good way to
Get our screens.
display stuff.
Well, that, I mean... Habib, consider this. Instead of hacking a bank, you offer to get hired by the bank to be their security consultants, and then you legally hack for them, and they pay you money instead of you stealing money. Not mean you're stealing money from the bank, but you're also stealing it from all the innocent people who keep their money in the bank.
Where is this stuff? What desktop am I in?
You're not in J Blanco.
But I went there and he wasn't in there either.
There should be JJ Blanco Tech Ver PC.
Is that who I am?
Eric, any good InfoSec books and courses?
Hackers are philosophers. Yes. You listen to a lot of Jordan Peterson.
I have never listened to Jordan Peterson. Yeah. So, any good? Do you have any books you recommend other than like Blue Team Field Manual and like the Red Team Field Manual? Most of my stuff I read is online.
The Shell Cutter's Handbook, the Web Application Security thing. Yeah, anything OSCP is good. Right?
Can you tilt the webcam up a little bit so you catch me?
Hello.
Alright, so,
what are blue and red team? That's a good question.
Oh, so typically blue and red teams are internal teams to an organization. So like, let's say you have a big company, big enough company where you have multiple divisions within your cybersecurity department. So you might have your SOC team, which is your Security Operations Center, and those are your guys who are going through events 24/7, depending on what your staffing is for the organization, and they're actually responding to incidents. Your blue team is usually your higher tier, like your better guys, and they are doing the defensive work. So they're working on training the SOC guys, teaching them better skills, and improving the infrastructure, improving the tools, basically being the cutting edge for that company and improving the security posture. The red team is the guys who are actively opposing the blue team, so they're working on hacking all of the company, so that way they can basically identify processes that need to be improved, identifying vulnerabilities, and basically exercising the SOC so that when it's not just the red team attacking them, it's real hackers. They actually know how to respond because they've been practicing with the red team. Hi Tinzy, what's happening right now is we are installing Elastic, WinLog Beats, and Splunk Universal Forwarders on this Windows 7 VM, and we're sending it all these logs to our centralized logging server. So then we're going to run some Empire and some Metasploit and see what the logs look like when we start changing stuff on this Windows 7 VM. Blue team is pretty considered defense, and red team is like pen testing. That's exactly accurate. Xron. What's up? What you doing?
I'm trying to figure out. So the
WinLog Beat.
Yeah. Select name WinLog Beat. I don't know PowerShell that well off the top of my head.
So this is not specifically a Marine trade. We're not doing a CTF at the moment. We're just like practicing on setting up tools for the sake of practicing setting up tools. But this could be a machine forensics challenge.
Nice.
Basically, somebody could hide something in the logs, and maybe they put so many logs that it's not practical to look through them manually, and you need to use a tool to go through them, like a Splunk server or a Elasticsearch server. Really, most people set up centralized logging like this when they have like more than 20 or 30 workstations, or sometimes they use these servers for when they're actually doing like they just need to record data and hold on to it for a long time. They'll use centralized logging.
The WinLogBeat service doesn't want to start.
Why is that?
I think you can install it, and then we just have to turn it on and make it go.
Ah.
So I'm trying to see how I do that. I got the object, and I just wanted to see if .start would work on it. I don't know if it will.
Wait, go back to Splunk real quick and see if us messing around in PowerShell is... So do we do forensics on the compromised machine? Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have tools to allow you not to do that. It depends on what you're doing. If you think the intruder is still in the box and you don't want to alert them that you're onto them, you'll probably be doing stuff from your centralized tools. If you have unplugged the box because you knew it was contaminated and then you wanted to reboot it, or you didn't unplug it and there's still volatile memory and you want to go through it with like volatility or something, then you might be doing those forensics on the box. Or you're doing initial triage of information on the box, and then you go on to do most of your like long-term information on the on your own tools and your own box. Hi Eric. Yeah, actually I follow Malware Tech on Twitter. Some pretty good content. I also like Hacks for Pancakes and Eric Buscano, Derek Rook.
Derek.
Yeah. And who else are people I follow on Twitter? Pull out my phone.
Anyone from Sans, Ed Scotus, obviously.
Ed Scotus. Errant Security. They have some good stuff.
Okay.
Shameless, selfless plug. Emily Moraine. Chloe Condon. Swift on Security, Little Moose.
Yeah, Swift on Security and Krebs.
Yeah. InfoSec Sherpa. Rachel Toback. I don't know if you guys know who that is. She won the DEF CON CTF, or took second this year. She's really cool. She's the CEO of Social Proof Sec. Kate Mossasaurus. Yeah.
Someone's asking for your Twitter, I think, Gary.
What's the guy behind John? Mine is Jules J. Blanco. Jules J. Blanco. I think my name's 0xJulian is my handle. How to hack a website with high security. Well, the first thing to do is to teach yourself the fundamentals of how websites are set up and really learn that well, and then learn how to do basic low security pen testing. That way you build up your skills, and then eventually you'll be able to do high security stuff. I recommend watching some videos on... John has some web penetration things. IPSec has some really good ones that are usually exploiting web services. So yeah, that's how you start. So for those of you following along, John got the WinLogBeat service running, but I don't think he ever configured it to where it's actually supposed to send data. So now it's running, it's just not sending it anywhere. We should probably edit the configuration files before we started the service. Yeah, no worries. How to hack your ex's Facebook.
Don't.
It's always going to be worse if you do that. just run as far as you can. Social engineering, like Axron said, and phishing. Instead of trying to like hack Facebook, which is going to be really hard to do, you'd probably target the person, gain access to their computer, and then be able to go into their Facebook.
I guess I should read the README, you know?
Oh, you mean like the thing I said when we first started?
It's just so dumb! WinLog does the thing. You need to set up Elasticsearch. Then start WinLog with this YAML. Just start WinLog, read and send data to your Elastic inserts. Load the dashboards for WinLog into KIbana. Do that. Do I have to modify this?
I'm gonna move the microphone.
Whoa! I hate Notepad! Why is WordPad not part of the path?
Sublime's installed, I think.
Is it? Is it part of your path?
No.
Watch!
Drop in the mic. That'll work.
I can just open up Explorer. Like a fool. How's it going over there, Caleb?
I'm just fixing some stuff for the website.
Oh, nice. So it's sending it to itself, but it should send it to 1112. That's all, right? And 9200. Do it. Successfully published every 50 seconds. 50 events. 50 events. Wow, okay. I think this is just going to straight up go now. It is set up to receive stuff on 9200, I think. Am I missing something?
Julian. What? So, this... When you saw that a second ago, that was there. I fixed the drop shadow so it doesn't look funky. That works.
Nice.
And then this, I also have the images in here too. It's just a little bit bigger with a little more text there, but...
Thank you very much, Kate.
This still needs to be paginated, whatever the word is.
Yeah.
Right now, if you had 300 posts, they would all show up in this one page.
Eventually make categories and stuff.
But yeah, so
cool. Thank you very much.
The images still need, like you said, the images still need to be fixed.
Yeah, but that's stuff I know how to do.
Yeah. This is not done. I haven't done anything with that.
That's okay. Did you see I changed the text on them?
Yeah. This should all link correctly now, anyway.
Woo! Sending data.
I don't know.
Also, these theoretically work, but I can't get them to like line up for some reason. These buttons work, but I can't get them to line up.
That's weird.
But they work, by the way.
That's really cool.
Actually, they might be sending us the wrong link.
You should sleep.
It is sending us the wrong link. Page.php.
Logging indices. I don't know which of these KIbana wants. Because we have WinLogBeat set up on that Windows machine, pushing to this, but it's not setting up. This needs indices set up. I don't know if metric beat is what it needs, or
WinLogBeat should be it.
I don't, what would KIbana expect for that?
So KIbana doesn't expect anything. KIbana is the front end. Elasticsearch is the indexing engine. Logstash is what you're sending the logs.
So we need Logstash logs or Elasticsearch logs?
So none of those.
Okay.
So we're sending the Windows event logs to this system right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go here to management and we go to index management, as you can see, we're pulling in data from WinLogBeat. That's the only way this would pop up here, right?
Yeah, I think.
So we are pulling data right now. So if we go to
Thanks, Eric. You're the man. We'll follow you back. Do that right now.
I don't remember how to search stuff, and that's why I like Splunk. It's so much easier to use. That's also why they charge an arm and a leg. Logs. Set up instructions. They give us instructions. That's nice. We're back to here.
Yeah, so like I don't know which option they expect or need.
Is there not one for WinLogBeat? I guess we could do a Google. Can you type in WinLogBeat indices?
We should call it River soon.
Very soon. I just followed you back, Dev.
Yes, absolutely. I'm fading out. So,
You tired?
yeah, I just. Index templates. That's manually. Is it window? Maybe it's got to be Elasticsearch.
That is John Hammond on the chair, right there.
Yeah, hi, that's me.
The redhead with the great voice. I'm just his crony.
It's not true at all.
There we go. Now the link is right.
FileBeat. FileBeat is not.
Like, is it logging?
What
Google
is-
Analytics? Did you ever put that in there?
I don't think so.
I don't think. Next step. Hit next step.
Will that do that?
Nah, nothing. Can we not put it in? There we go. Create index pattern. Oh.
As it feels.
What's it doing?
I don't know.
What's it doing? Let's play a game of how do you use KIbana. I remember I was like... I've always avoided KIbana. We should have went with Greylog and Splunk for this video, but...
I mean, the whole point is for us to just be exploring.
Yeah. So, Michael, what we were working on is we were getting a virtual machine set up, 2 virtual machines set up. One of them was going to be our logging server. We were going to install Elastic Stack, or Elk Stack, Elastic Logstash, and KIbana, install Splunk, and install Greylog. And then on a Windows 7 VM, we were going to install WinLogBeat and the Splunk Universal Forwarder and something to send logs to Greylog. And then what we were going to do was use Metasploit and Empire to start exploiting that Windows 7 box and doing different things. And then we would go back into our logging solution and see how to find the logs that show the compromise on that box in KIbana, in Splunk, and in Greylog, just to get better at using these enterprise tools that you'd be using like if you were working in a security operations center or on a blue team. But we're getting our butts kicked by KIbana right now.
Consider it a fail.
So we'll probably have to defer the actual exploitation to after we finish setting up all this infrastructure, because we decided to do it live and see how it went. And we've been having fun, but we haven't made a lot of progress. So, yeah.
Well, hey, it's 1 in the morning, so we'll call it. But hopefully we get to do this a little bit more. I want to just at least get the camera rolling. We're just goofing off, doing our own thing later on. So
listen to our podcast, Air Security, and let us know your feedback. Check out John Hammond's YouTube channel, as you guys are already on here. Please hit subscribe, and have a great day, everybody.
That was weird.